Mic tape.
The mic has kicked back. Everything is kawa. I already set everything up.
Damn.
Bro.
This is what we came for.
It's another episode of the what? What's the podcast called?
Another episode of
Fairly Odd Man podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We
We have Benji here,
yeah, man.
aka BFlex,
Yeah, man.
aka
Segujja Benjamin.
Segujja Benjamin.
Yeah.
I'm all that.
People gotta know, man.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah,
yeah.
the whole thing, man.
All right. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you, bro. Always another king out of mine.
It is. This one was even a bit abrupt, eh?
Right?
Yeah.
But yeah, sometimes abrupt things work out the best. Sometimes the things that you watch the plan down. Yeah, so
Here we
very
are.
much for the invite. Much respect to you here. Fairly Odd Man. Yeah, that's it.
Unfortunately, my host is not around.
Again.
Given it was abrupt.
Again, yeah. No, again. Totally good.
So, how you been?
All good, man, all good. Trying to, run through life right now. Releasing an album. Yeah, that's all I'm about right now. Basically, it's all about
Truth and Rights.
Yeah, Truth and Rights.
Okay.
It's the most, if I look at the calendar, that's the only thing I'm looking at right now. If the world was ending like tomorrow, it would not be on my calendar.
When is it coming out, Pazzi?
It's 28th June. Yeah, that's my birthday, so yeah. So I already need the album with my birthday. I think celebrate myself.
You end up that sentimental jazz, eh?
Not sentimental, it's just
they be like, hey, it's your birthday, what are you celebrating?
yeah. I'm celebrating myself.
Hey.
Yeah, so yeah, that's what I've always been doing. Like usually I've been doing shows, but that was the focus. We should just organize shows, release music, just something about being BFlex. So yeah, it's I'm just gonna release an album. So we have some stuff I'm shooting and all to go together by then. But yeah, the most important thing, the most foremost thing is the album for me right now. It's gonna be out.
Okay, so you're doing, how far? Like, you're doing some videos as well? You're going to release them as well, or that will be like after?
No, that's probably going to be after. Yeah, after promoting the hero. Yeah, people have an idea about it more, and then you can release. Because otherwise, right now, not very many people know about most of the music.
It's actually almost a month, eh?
Yeah.
Are you have you said promoting? Okay, you've put out some songs.
Yeah, I already did some promo songs throughout the years. It's been a long time coming. I've been doing this for 4 years. It's like, that project for me.
Yeah.
Try to take some time with it, trying to have some knowledge about what I'm actually speaking about. Balance it all out, basically. Yeah, so I think it's ready.
Okay.
I think it's ready.
So how far? It's ready.
I think it's ready, yeah. I don't think there's anything that's really like ready, but yeah, because I listened to it, I already have all the songs down and all. Yeah, so far I'm happy with what I'm doing. At least it's exactly what I wanted it to be. What I'm doing. A few things to add there, remove, yeah, but most of the body of the album itself, I think is ready.
How many tracks?
We have about, I said like, I've been chopping them down one by one. Right now I'm at 12, 13. Yeah, plus an intro there. So yeah, that's ready right now.
Okay. Features.
Features, number one was Pambana, we released a while back.
Yeah. That was not a while back, 2019. Wait.
Right? It feels so far back. Yeah, it feels so far back for me. I don't know why, but yeah, 2018 we released Pambana, Stuck HD, and then Chizimbe, Clansman, and then you see on that. Mandara, my boy Cash B, Chen Kobe.
Actually, those are the ones which we've really
You want me to tell you who are coming out? Hell no, you gotta wait. You'll see the list.
But you'll tell me like
I'm
off camera.
I'm going to release the list very soon. I'm definitely going to release the track list. Yeah, pretty soon. You'll know exactly who is on and who is not.
Actually, but at least tell us like the producers you're working with.
The producers, the same guy I've been working with, Luke Junior, is a guy in the UK. And then the guy that produced it is Ledra. Then the mixing and mastering, some of it was done by Ledra and other was done by Framework for Trendsetters. Yeah, so I'll try to put in some work there.
But I'm fire.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah, I get it. That stuff is, man, when you work on something, and it comes.
Exactly.
You see like from zero, it's coming up, it's coming up.
Yeah, because I had to release this, remember the time I released Trouse? When I released Trouse, I was actually supposed to release Truth and Rights. And that's why when you listen to some of Trouse, most of the songs have Truth and Rights.
Even Pambana,
even Pambana, yeah.
Truth and
Because
Rights.
Pambana is on Truth and Rights, but then there were songs on, like Don't Do the Dream was on Truth and Rights. And Studio Gap. Many of the songs were on Truth and Rights, but because of the timing, at the time we were working with, I've been working with True This, that's the guy that I'm
True This
Records. So at the time we had this collaboration thing with the guys at ChopHouse. ChopHouse music was, easy still. At the time they were, doing pretty well. I was working with like Joe Watts, Rainmark, that's why I met Rainmark. But two vibes over there, I just work together with ChopHouse. So we link up and then, it was the first time we just link up in the studio and meet the owner, it's called A1 Fresh. He just had me spit something, I was like, oh, let's stop. Then I did something else and I was like, okay, that's also dope, I need to be on that. And then like a third track, I was like, okay, you guys, now we need to talk. So we go, we talk about it, like, I've had you releasing an album, what you think if we make a collaborative album? So the songs that I recorded there, we put them together and, we made Trouse. I was also nominated for album of the year, so that was, we put this thing together. It was a good album. It was a really good album. So after that, I was like, okay, so now I'm done with doing something with someone else. I'm trying to do something like that's me now. So that's Truth and Rights. Yeah, it's been a long time.
So Truth and Rights is just
it's me pretty much. You know how someone has on a song, someone is like, oh, I don't think you should do this, because you're collaborating with him, and he wants to be comfortable in the song. You want
you have to somehow meet him halfway.
Yeah, meet you halfway. But this is from the start. Nobody said that. Oh, this is to this. When I'm singing, nobody was going to be like, oh man, you overcried here, like or something like that. Yeah. So this is one that I've, if it was like a movie directing, I'm the director. From start to the finish. Okay. That's why.
Because no one can tell you to stop saying your name.
Yeah, you can say your name. Yeah, that's like my name. Every like the way Joe Watts has, my name is Joe Watts, by the way. Yeah. So that's just
like
Rionga Roo, or like Taka has Vroom, that type of stuff. Yeah.
So I just shout my name.
BFlex. Yeah. I'm always like hyped up because every time I'm in the studio, it's a big deal for me. So I'm always like that person.
You're psyched.
Yeah. Even every time I tell me like, hey, if not done your name, like, yo, put it up.
First come back.
Flex, like, let me hear it. Let's bring it back.
You should record it like, you do like, BFlex, and every time
in different,
the guy could just, put it there.
I know, right? But it's just like, things keep crashing, with producers and stuff. Not even just producers, for pretty much anybody in a PC, those things. Yeah. One minute you have everything, and then you don't have it. So we just kept on doing it. Yeah, but yeah.
But so far, like from the songs you've put out,
yeah.
You bring a lot of energy.
Yo, trying. Yeah,
which is in there.
There are people really fuck with brother because reggae for me is a big deal because of the cautiousness that it usually has. Reggae is it's good cautious music.
You and your guy.
It's good. It's good cautious music, man. It speaks about real talk. In a world that's filled with so much that is not important and not really reggae, I think, speaks about those things. And I had to do a song with reggae. So I talked to Trip Music, but then there was a guy that was producing for my friend, the late C Major, rest in peace. And then told him like, yo, look, I'm into this cautiousness of reggae right now. I'm trying to find a way of mixing it with my thing. So like, oh cool, I gotcha. He went to drop some 808s into the reggae beat and I listened to it and magic. Yeah, so we did it with Cass B, Chen Cobain, man. That's like one of my favorite songs of the album.
Caspi, is that Caspi or like it's just called Caspi?
No, Caspi. That's Caspi. You'll meet Caspi. You really need to meet Caspi. Yeah.
How long have you been working on this?
On the real, it's coming to like 4 years actually. Yeah, it's 4 years.
Wow.
4 years. It's 4 years running. Yeah, but the idea itself, it's been a while. It's been a while. I've always wanted to have an album that just because we first released the mixtape way back.
One for the books.
Yeah, one for the books. We did a little bit there, and then for that one still, it was management. So management was like, oh, you need to do something like this. That's how I had that Joe song with that Kenyan chick. And then, they had a direction in which they thought, the music should be. I had a few songs, of course, that were all me. But then, there were still those songs that they tell you, yeah, you have to put this, you have to put that, you have to put this. People like it if you do this, if you do that. I'm like, oh, cool. So, Citizen Rights for me.
But I think also around that time, like, you were still like...
Yeah, trying to find your own sound
trying to
as
find
well.
your sound.
Yeah, like, okay, let me fuck with this, I can fuck with this. Maybe this not too much.
Or what this guy is saying.
What this guy is actually making sense. And then, yeah. So, for this, I feel like, I'm trying to be cautious, trying to talk about real life stuff, real talk. But then, of course, still make music for people to listen to and actually. So it's a bit of both for me. That's what the album is about. It's a balance between truth, rights, boring, not boring, cautious, not cautious. A bit of everything.
Because this song, what is it called? But okay, I forget the name.
Yeah.
Where you say, like when you're ending your verse, you're like, gotta give them.
Yeah, give them. Teesma. Yeah. Teesma, that is, no, that's a vibe song on the album. Like, you need to, like what JD said, you have to spoon feed them. You can't just give them all consciousness, because they're going to be like, alright, so we don't want to listen to that guy anymore. Yes, I have some of those songs that, someone can still listen to, know that you can, you know what you're doing, you can rap, you can go to the beat, but then still have another side of you that they also understand. Like, oh yeah, when he decides to talk about some real shit, you can actually talk about it and, in his perspective. So that's for me, basically. Trying to piece it together in a way that's like that. If I can be able to release it and people can see that in an album, for me, that's cool. I'm good.
I think you released the Making Waves. Teesma was nominated, right?
Yeah, Teesma. Yo, meanwhile.
Did you know?
Yeah.
That is the hardest thing for me. That's going to be the hardest category for me. Yeah. Because, first of all, it's a Lagom song.
Oh my. Bruh, even I was looking at the stuff and I'm like, sometimes you look at it again and you're like, oh Lord, would you vote for you? Would you vote for you? Because my Taka is in there with New Jersey and then Klansman again, good something remix with Said Nelly said, these are people I've been looking up to for so long. Yeah. Yes, when you look at them in the same category, you're like, man.
I know the worst thing is, on the list, I think the first thing on the list is Catching Flights.
Yeah.
So I saw the list, I'm like, Catching Flights.
You really want to vote?
I was like, it's this Ashua.
Same exactly.
Then I look at the list for I'm like, my first one,
see Chief, KSL, you see Said Nelly said, and you see BFlex there in the mix as well. And then now I'm seeing Taka at the bar, like, oh Lord.
Okay.
But it just makes me happy to see, we are in
second time.
Second time in a row. But then also the fact that, man, I never thought that I would be one day within the same category with these people. There's people I used to look up to, like, you're there and looking at guys like KSL. KSL has been in the game for so long. He's always represented hardest bars. They opened up the last Hip Hop Awards and I was like, wow, him and Chief. So, Taka, of course, Nelly said that's an OG. All these people in the same category, and it's amazing, man.
I don't know, when I would see him on those days, I'd be like, Benji. And I'm like, you're kind of like, you're proud, but then also you're saying,
that's the point, man.
Like, what guys say,
best of both of us, man. Best of both of us, yeah. You gotta be able to, balance both sides. Yeah, so, man, it's a blessing, man. It's a blessing to be in the position. Thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
Hopefully you win. Yesterday I was talking to a friend of mine and she was telling me, who are you going to vote for? Because she knows I like that Lagos song.
Yeah.
Like I play that shit like every day. Yeah. And then I also play, like not taking the same place.
I play that stuff myself.
And then she told me to who I'm going to vote for.
Yeah.
And I'm like, we shall see.
You can't even be sure anymore. Like the times I have to go and like, yo, actually now vote for this guy this time, vote for this guy, and vote for this guy because man, just so many great creatives, and of course so many missing at the same time. And that's a messed up thing about the whole thing.
Because they got only nominated say 4 jams.
We
There
did.
are 4 or 5 songs.
There were oh yeah, I think there were 4. Yeah, I think there were 4.
And like there's so many fire jams.
Word.
But I think also, the awards, were they there last time during COVID?
Nah, I think it was before.
Before, then during,
I
I think.
don't think there was.
So that means, there's a lot of like workload here.
Yeah, there's a little bit of it. Because even the songs that you submitted were asking for songs of my way before, not like this year or like last year sometime. Yeah, because we're trying to, catch up. Pretty much be catch up right now. Okay. Yeah, but so far, we've been voting, we've been trying to make sure that we spread the word on all.
So you do like promotions, okay, not promotion, but like pushing it, like
Yeah, just reach out to people, man. Of course, artists usually have that group of your people, and you just keep sending people. Like if you have a picture, a profile picture, not even a profile picture per se, like album art, you're thinking about it. You're like, oh guys, what do you think? This is a song that you finished mastering and producing. You're like, hey guys, what do you think about this? And someone tells you, hey, no, tweak this, cut this. Actually, you're in it.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me, yeah, change this, change that, and yeah, it's helpful.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's dope. So what else are you working on apart from the album? Okay.
Outside the album, yeah, like farming and farm, green. Yeah. I like vegetables. Vegetables. Like on the real man, that stuff has crazy markets in Uganda. Yeah. I quite like to export that stuff. And then I'm into real estate because it's a family business. My mom taught us that a bit when I beat here into this business and rentals. Every day someone is always going to want a place to sleep. There's always someone who's going to want a place to sleep. So we build here and
I told you those when I moved that side, I would just knock on your door.
Come through. I would love to be your landlord. Just the landlord is interesting. Come through like, bruh, it's the first. I wait like at midnight. I'm at your door like, bruh, what going? Like when I see you going out looking fresh, I'm like, bruh.
You're buying new kicks.
But you been bringing new kicks. Come on, let's move that with me. That's going to move that with me there.
That sounds like it to be. I don't know. I think you're a good landlord from there. I've seen anyway.
Yeah, but it's about understanding the people. Sometimes I think, like any other business, honestly, it's understanding the people, knowing when things could be going okay, knowing when things are not okay, and then of course drawing the line. Sometimes you become too friendly, and then guys are like, nice, my boy. It's okay. Yeah. So that's the thing, just drawing the line, and then know people. That's all. Like any other business. Really. Yeah, so that's what keeps me busy a bit. And I'm into producing now. I'm trying to be able to produce after these albums, I'm to be able to produce now something that's my own. So the funny thing about Truth and Rights is you learn something true or right every day. It's like life. Life is a lesson. Every day you're learning something new. So what may be your truth and rights today may not be your truth and rights tomorrow. What you believe in today may not be what you believe in tomorrow. So I feel like this is just a start. I have a feeling it's going to be one of those truth and rights 1, truth and rights 2, because we're living in an ever-changing world. You can't be there and say like, oh, me, I'm like this, and that is how I'm going to be for the rest.
So you're looking at it as kind of like a
probably a simple thing, yeah. I think I'm going to be growing on it more and more because every day you live, you learn something. And for an artist, you being able to pick something from somewhere, be like, oh, I think this would help someone else. The way it's helping me, because you read something and you understand it and you're like, wow, that's amazing. Okay. Being an artist, for me, is being able to use what you have studied or what you've learned to help someone else. Yeah. Otherwise, what the hell are you?
Making music.
I mean, yeah, music for who? You can't just be making music all the time for, party. gotta party. I get it, but end of the day, someone's gonna look back and be like, so what's your legacy? What have you left behind? If it's just another dancing song, someone else is going to leave a dancing song.
Hey, Auntie, you guys, when you leave yours, you know?
I don't know. I feel like it's too everywhere. I feel like everybody's trying to make the next club bang. Nobody's going to try to talk about, the small but real shit, like stuff that's actually affecting people. Like right now, the big deal is mental health. People are there wondering why. Why do I feel like this? Why do I feel like that?
I just
And
saw
you feel like,
what was it, New Vision, I think,
yeah,
saying, okay, their headline.
yeah,
They said how what percentage? 35?
yeah.
Something like that.
Because of social media.
Or more people are. I didn't read the article.
Yeah.
Because I don't read newspapers.
Yeah.
Okay, but I used to, but I don't know, my life.
I get. Just move on, honestly. Yeah.
Guys, I actually think that number is low. 35 may even be low.
Yeah,
because
it could be very much higher. Yeah, and people are wondering why. You really be there and you wonder. Someone's having the money, has the car, has everything, but when you actually sit down and talk to the guy,
let me tell you something.
is it okay?
If you actually look at Ugandan society today,
Yeah.
it's almost everything you think of is stressing people. Like
Everything.
okay, not I said almost.
Almost everything. Yeah. I get.
Guys can't get jobs.
Yeah.
Guys can't. Everything is fucking expensive.
Yeah. It's
Like
it's a
Uganda
problem.
is actually a stressing country.
Yeah.
It's no wonder people are mentally,
I
what
feel
do they
like
call it?
mental
Mental
health.
health.
Yeah, I feel like the coupling started from way back because like people think the problem for me, if you ask me, is people thought that if I do A B C D E F G,
It has to work.
it's going to work. And I feel like I talk
But now
about it
they
in my
reached a
album.
point
But
where
then when they reached there and
done
they're like,
ABCD.
oh shit, I've done BC, I've done like FIJKLM and it's still
I'm almost on
continuous.
Z.
I'm almost on Z. What the hell is going on? So that they're so crestfallen, that disillusionment of like, oh no, I thought if I studied, that's why I have that fairy tale song. Like I thought if I studied, got good grades, go to campus, get the whole graduate thing, and go back home, somehow these things are going to magically happen. Because that is what we're raised to believe.
But you see, some of those things, like, okay, going to school is nothing wrong with going to school.
No,
It's actually
definitely not.
highly
It's
recommended.
just the way that they
know?
they maybe the system is, if you ask me.
No, but you see, like, in addition to, say, for example, going to school,
Yeah.
guys have to be getting, say, for example, career advice.
Why?
You
Why?
know?
And they
So many guys are doing courses.
did it.
Yeah?
But it's the same. At the end of the day, it's the same thing. All that prepares you for something that you think is ready, is ripe, is they make you think that if you get it, get this, get that, get this, you're sorted for life, which is not really the case most of the times. So yeah, there's a small percentage of people that go through the whole careerism and have a good job, and it's not even per se good job, but they can get by.
Wife and kids.
They can get by. But then there are very many other people that I had a guy in my class. I did quantity survey. He may drop down. Couldn't handle that shit.
Campus dropout. Campus dropout. BFlex.
I dropped out, and then this guy hits me up a few years later, and he's like, "Bro, so we graduated and everything, but why did you go?" Like, honestly, I couldn't handle that stuff. It's not my. There's a place where you go and you realize
So
it's
take
not
it,
your thing.
yeah.
Yeah, it's not your thing. So for me, that wasn't it. For him, it was his thing. And then I get comes to class early, has all his books and everything in check.
He participates in class,
Yeah.
putting up his hand. What?
Yeah, damn, sorry, I have a cold. The guy goes, graduates to the first class. But then a few months later, he's calling me. He's like, "Bruh, I've been out here and things are not working. I don't know for you what you're doing, but..." So I hit him up, link him up with my uncle. He helps him get some things done. But then even there, he's not really, comfortable and stuff. So this guy goes back to campus and he's studying another degree.
Another course.
You dig? So that,
Like to
that-
add on
but
something.
if you see him, if you actually link up with him and actually try to talk to him, you can tell that he's not very happy because he had this picture in his mind about what everything was supposed to be like, and it's not it. So I feel like
the difference between what you thought it should be and what it is why people are like that.
But also, it's not like a guarantee that just because you do school shit won't work out. Also, the idea remind me that if you focus school, you say, I'm in school shit, but it also work out. So it's not like a must. I think like, life just happens.
It happens.
Life just happens.
Yeah,
Stuff works out, stuff didn't work out.
So when you're expecting to have a girl, you have this whole expectation in your mind, right? Your mind is all, you clean up, you've cleaned house and everything, and then what? You take a shower. That's exactly. The time reaches when the lady is supposed to come through. Either she tells you she's not coming, or like she even didn't say anything at all. That thing, that the way it affects your mind is what I think is happening to you. It's like you're so confused, you're puzzled, you're like, why the hell? Why isn't she coming over? Why is it like this? For me, those are things that drive people to do crazy ass shit. And then again, throw a whole place around, it's mad because the gun doesn't come. I feel like that's also
but of course, you see, like, of course, if someone puts in their work, like, just for example, your album, you said you've been working for 4 years.
Yeah.
Say, you've been working on it. You've done producers, you've rapped your ass off, you've promoted the hell out of it, and niggas just said, what? Fuck with you. What's up? You get
you.
It would really get to you and you be like,
mentally. That's why when I was beginning, I told you I've learned that with this because that's what I've been doing all this time. I'm really trying to understand. I've already understood that, and I'm in my mind I'm thinking it's okay. People don't have to fuck with your shit in actual sense. You might have an opinion. Someone else might think it's not. And it's okay. You see, that's where the problem is. Guys do not understand that it's okay for you to go and,
to put in all this work and stuff there and work out.
It takes time. Sometimes it doesn't even, work out. If people can get that through their, that it's okay. Like, look, you can put in work and something really doesn't come out the way you feel. Life goes. For me, that's what I'm mentioning. Find you within, all those things. And like, okay, please put in my effort. And, I'm there. Tomorrow is another day. Figure things out.
Right. I get that. So who are you trying to work with? Is there any person like you really want to work with that?
Right now, actually worked with most of the people I wanted to in this album because first of all, it was Daka because Daka is Daka. He was the first person I thought about it. Now when they asked me, my manager asked me like, yo, who is the first person that you want to work with? I'm like, yo, Daka, we got him. Much respect for him doing that. And then, let me see, there was the Bantu Vibes guys. They were not Bantu Vibes anymore, but those guys really did a lot. They did some dope stuff at the time. Dennis C was the rapper, so for me, he's the guy that I went to.
I've been hearing Dennis's name a lot.
Yo, that's an OG.
Really?
Very, very big OG. Yeah, for me and my, the people who I really hang around. She's mad. Lagoon. I think I've not worked with Lagoon. I definitely want to work with Lagoon. We actually talked a bit when what we talked about when was the first time I talked to him. But I can actually hit him up. It's just at the time I read out the whole list of names and everything. I really been fixed up. But yeah, I think Lagoon. I've always wanted to work with Lamu. Lamu was the shit. There's a girl called King Honey. She's also the shit, right? My name, first name. Yo, those guys recorded some. When I still working at ChopHouse.
Where's ChopHouse?
ChopHouse was at Kobe. We see where Kobe is. Come watch. Now down that building, down that yellow building that goes down. Down Kobe, right? Down that yellow building. Where the meat, you see where the meat should be. Chop the meat next to it there. Woo! Yeah, the work ethic, the sound, all that.
There's a guy who sells pork. Like just
exactly, just
now
upstairs. That's where ChopHouse used to be.
For long.
Bro. Yeah, I met those guys there and very minimal people, if you ask me. That's why I'm thinking the truth and rights thing. I want to keep increasing on it, working with more people that I want to work with, and hopefully they can understand what I'm trying to put across. And
you get guys who like resonate same
Yeah,
wavelength and all that.
hopefully,
And
hopefully,
you guys should give us more music, by the way, because these days I listen to so much Ugandan music, and guys like making fire music, by the way.
It's so much out there, man. It's so much, and you just appreciate and be thankful for being, among people like you, to bring a nigga on a show like this, There are very many, but I'm saying, like there are very many people out there with good music, like very very good music. They're just trying to find someone like who can hit you up. You should hit me up like, yo, what's up? I have a podcast, and you come through, talk about. Because sometimes that's what it takes. I don't know if there's someone who's listening to this right now and they're like, who the hell is this guy? So at the end of the day, they'll be like, oh, so he's called BFlex, let me go and check him out. Sometimes that's all we need as an artist. One person to just, listen to the song and be like, ooh.
First listen to this guy.
And first listen to this guy.
Like the way I would send guys, I cannot send
You share?
Share.
Can you imagine the word share? Crazy.
Okay, I share.
Crazy.
I share is move.
Yeah. Move was people really fuck with Move. Yeah. Till date, man. Till date. That's the one song you do. And even the people who have been like acting as if they are not listening. They're like, okay, who is that guy and what the hell? What the actual also come up with dance. Mandarin, which is in it. That's how they are me living on most of my playlists.
So on your most of them.
This one number move is number but Mchizimbe move did. Yeah, Mchizimbe move did. I checked like yesterday.
And Mchizimbe is kind of, it gives guys that energy.
Yeah, man. I had that old hip-hop instrumental like yeah, so yeah. Right now,
and I think guys are now like, they're like, Move is like history. Let's listen to the new
jam. Yeah. I love Move, man. For me, it takes.
It was on the same thing with ChopHouse.
Yeah, that's Trouse.
Yeah.
People keep saying Trouse, man.
You guys just want to twist the words. Trouse.
That is Trueless and ChopHouse. So Trouse. And
Trueless.
True. TRU. And then ChopHouse. We just use the HS. So Trouse.
ChopHouse.
So just agree to disagree.
You're not going to convince.
It just sounds better. Why don't you think it sounds better? I think
because ChopHouse makes more sense.
What does ChopHouse mean?
True ChopHouse.
Nigga, I ain't that fitted. I ain't that fitted. You're missing it. I'm fitted, but not that fitted. Yeah. But yeah, like it. Trouse was. That was home for me, man. It was the first time I'd actually got like a home, like because we had a place where creatives are around, good energy, people. The second you enter, someone's like, yo, I had that song you did yesterday. Now you go and listen to mine also. You go listen to that shit too, as well. Like, whoa.
And the more like listen to like guys, like like I think are showing the environment in the studio.
Yeah.
So you come in, there's a bunch of guys doing whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
Maybe even if they're not guys.
Yeah.
You're listening maybe to what
something.
There's
always something because the producer is always doing something.
So you listen what you're getting and you're like, oh, it's getting something.
You gotta turn your stuff up.
Yeah.
That was dope. And then sometimes you actually come through and they're there waiting for someone to come. Like, hey, Flex, come. We've been looking for a verse, man. Come. And then next thing you know, you're in a song, and it was amazing. I really miss it. I can't wait for us to put that up.
So what happened to ChopHouse?
ChopHouse, life, man. The person that was owning it, everyone fresh, really close friend. Things happen, just life, pretty much life. He's still doing it, but right now it's at his place. It's ChopHouse and all, but it's his, So we go there, he gave him something, and then he has a studio like this. Then he has the camera stuff as well. So he's doing his own thing, let's say, but slowly.
Yeah.
He became a bit older. He had, things became important. The other things that became important, like family and all. Right. He still likes the music. He still designs. He still does fashion, but he actually releases music as well. But it's now just on his own time.
On his own time, not on your deadline.
Yeah.
That's why you meet. So that's where you met Studio Girl.
Yeah. I met Studio Girl. Studio Girl was I was on Trouse. It was about Andy Music. He had a studio. I think it's still there. It's called Stay Music. It's somewhere at Kamweshi. That thing in Moobs. Is it Moobs? Yeah, Moobs. Now the Kamweshi of those ends. Yeah, the downstairs. He has a studio there. So this girl just comes through and
It was in Mobs. Mobs a girl.
I don't know if she was moves, but all I remember is that the girl looked really, really, really good. And then there's girls that look good, and then they feel like, oh, on this side, you guys on this side, get the fuck out of the studio.
I'm too fine for you
Go
guys.
there, yeah. But then she comes through, has a tire, says, "What's up? You having a smoke?" She has a smoke too. Okay, when you smoke, for me, that's like, that's like really, really.
There's a guy I met, somewhere in the bar. And
Yeah.
He was a friend of a friend. Like,
Yeah.
we're just hanging.
Uh-huh.
We're jazzing,
Uh-huh.
I know, like, I didn't even know the guy's name.
Yep.
We're just jazzing.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
conversation is flowing.
Yeah.
And then this guy is like, he's on smoke. And then, like, now we are finished. And then, like, something just said, like, just find out this nigga's name.
Yeah, just because.
Yeah, and then the guy told me, you
Just
don't need to
because.
know my name. Like, once we've shared this shit.
Yeah, it's just
enough.
because you don't really need, because, man, there's something about names also. You know, the people who hear your name and they're like, oh, you're that guy. And then now they're starting to judge you just because of, the sound of your name. I feel like smoking helps, it breaks brain. I don't know who you are, you don't know who I am. We have one habit in common and it's cool. We don't need to it's like alcohol has this rowdy thing about it. Everyone is there, hey, I'm bigger, I'm better. This guy, smoking is just, it's a habit of, anyway. Bottom line is, this chick is in studio, we have a good time, she's recording. She even allows us to, holler at her, like, yo, what do you think you should switch it up like this, switch it that up like this? So for me, that was pretty cool. Yeah, so we talked about it, I wrote about it.
So it's the right thing.
Yeah, so it's
That's right for you. So
that's right for you.
trying to be romantic. Trying to be romantic.
Yeah. So it's your girl. That's pretty much. Because in actual sense, I was the one. Because I was the one, I was the one who was actually, on the side, which is the girl I'm talking about in the song. I'm the one who was watching her do her work and everything. So I just flipped the script and like, okay, so let me be the other guy. And then this girl now be the one who's sitting down, distracting me from the.
Because you were listening to the song, it's like you were saying, you're seeing the girl.
Yeah.
And she looks good. Basically, more words. But
Yeah.
basically
She looks dope, but.
And then you said, but no.
No.
I've been here before.
I've been down this road before. The
Yeah.
thoughts. She might have recurred, and it's still Cause
So you've been heartbroken before,
I think
I'm not going
every.
back.
I don't know who has it. I feel like that's like part of you can't love if you've not been broken. It's just there, because you can't know what you're missing until I feel like you have to be hard to love.
You have to be hard to
Yeah,
love.
you have to first be hard, because then you will know what you're trying to avoid. That feeling, you don't want someone else to have the feeling that you had when you were broken, or you also don't want to be the person, you be the reason as to why someone else is feeling like that. And because you protect and cherish that person like that, I feel like, if you ask me, definition is love. Make sure nothing bad, nothing. You don't think of any negative for someone. You just want them to be,
To be happy.
happiness for someone. For me.
For you.
When I describe, that's my opinion. I'm sure there's a different opinion for other people, but for me, if I can be that person to you and you can be that person to me, I think that's love. Yeah. So,
Okay.
but it's it's very, very tricky. It's
stuff.
very, very tricky stuff.
I don't
think it's
I
for
don't
everyone.
like, I don't like discussing those things out loud.
Heartbreaking.
Not heartbroken, but
It's okay.
I don't know.
Those things happen, man. You can't have them all. You can't have them all. Some will, and then others you vibe with, and you learn. That's the thing about it. You're not going to go on the first person when you're and you're like, oh, okay,
This is the
one. Oh, man. 1 minute it's there, another minute it's not. Yeah. So I think the back and forth with that, what you build and what you become. For me, yeah.
Alright.
It's what. I can't believe we're talking about. I can't believe we're talking about like that. Yeah, but hey, it's a good topic as well.
Yeah.
People need to understand that stuff. I also talk about that in the album.
Oh, you
There's
probably not heard that song yet.
No. You thought you had all of them, man.
Because you're keeping.
Yeah, I can't give him all. Yeah, you know, I had to give him. I'd give you, you know, some of it. So that you have the
Just
idea
some of
of, you know, at least what the thing. Yeah, yeah. So far, I can't wait, man. I can't wait. 28th is like.
28th.
I feel like it's very fun now.
It's actually very near.
Yeah.
Because now, like when I look at like 28th June,
Yeah.
It's
There's a lot that's happening.
Yeah, like there's a lot in
then.
between. There's a whole month.
Yeah.
There's a whole
So for
month
me,
in
that's the
between
time I'm
there.
going to have to prepare pretty much. Prepare, you know, get these things out there. I've done the artwork, songs are done. Doing things like these to promote, because now this is going to come out right before the album comes out.
Right.
You know, just a little clip into. And then we shall be able to mix in a few songs like, so in the interlude.
I have a few thoughts by the
video.
way. I'll share with you.
Yeah, that would be amazing, man. Because I feel like for a thing like this, you know, someone needs to be able to like know who the hell they're listening to. So you can have like a song playing in the background, and like, but who's that guy there? He's the guy jazzing. So could help. Could definitely help. Yeah, we can definitely get something like that.
But also they say that like now this we have to upload it, let's say on YouTube or whichever platform we use. But YouTube, I think, has an issue with copyright.
Oh yeah.
So even if we have permission from you, I guess there's always
still something that you have to go and you figure it out, man. You figure it out. I think that's part of the job. You don't figure it out and you know, like, okay. So the next guy that comes on, I'm not going to have to hassle this again. Yeah. Because like you told me I had Tucker last time. Or did you want to put some vroom vroom, like, you know, in those things and just, you know, make it so that someone's listening to the podcast and then they're also listening to the guys, so kind of avoid. Do you have a theme song? I need to make for you like a theme song for fairly ordinary men.
Not ordinary men.
What? We're not
fairly odd men.
Very odd men.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we do actually. I got
I not just had that one.
We do actually. I got a beat from a friend of mine called Sean. I think he's a producer. I think I even told you about it.
Yeah,
and I even sent you some of his.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah,
you did. You actually
sent you some
did.
of his
Yeah,
beats.
but I lost the phone, man. That was a couple of years back.
And I saw
Sean was. Yeah, he had crazy beats.
Yeah, so like as I said,
They got you
beats,
something?
and then I had like one,
And you're like,
and then I was like, the other guy, can I use this thing? Like,
oh, that's the thing that starts. It's actually there. Yeah, you're right. I remember I listened to one that Charlie Paper. Yeah, I think I had something like that on it.
Yeah, so that's the one.
Funny, bro. Much respect. It's good to have, you know, especially people like now, like artists. It's good to have a platform rather than, you know, TV. Because man, getting to TV is a hassle.
Yeah.
It's a hassle. You gotta know people, and then there's a specific type of way you're supposed to speak. There's a specific type of way you're supposed to dress.
Have you been on TV? Yeah, you have.
Yeah, I have.
You have.
But it's always, you know, that was with George Mar. Much respect, George Mar.
Oh yeah, that project, by the way.
Breakthrough. Breakthrough, yeah. Oh, he was, we were at, what's that place called? Chigamboha, so the event. So me and Simeja have a set. And then right before we do our set, it was really bad, meanwhile. Certainly said, performs. Everybody makes noise, and you feel like, okay, hip hop segment over. There's no possible way we're going to go on there and do something. So we actually went on, killed it, and then George was around. He was among the performers, or he had brought a creative or something. So he checked in, listened to me and Major, and on that same exact day, we're leaving. He's like, hey guys, what's up? First come through, talk to us. For him, it's a really big deal, and he's saying he's known like Vision Group for a while. He knew people, but we didn't know. That's when we went to Andy Music, because that's where I used to record this stuff from. I met some guy called, the guy that did work for GNL, I've forgotten his name. We went there, recorded some stuff, and yeah, it was a very, very, I learned so much from him, so much, lyric-wise, punchline wise, and then the mixing of the Luganda, because now he does Swahili. So me being able to mix in, because I kept on doing English, like, yo man, you gotta switch it up from Uganda. Me, I'm Kenyan, so I do Swahili. And you could still find a way of somehow mixing the English with the Swahili, that was so amazing.
And it comes.
Yeah. And, so it taught me, exactly the one that brought out that thing of me being able to mix in Uganda and English. And yeah.
And it works. I've actually not seen a guy who puts Uganda and it doesn't come. Like,
yeah, if you know how to, you know, play around, I think it's always practice, man. You practice it out. Having people can tell you what's up. You did like, yo man, you can't keep doing this, you have to be able, and then listening, of course. Because when people can tell you and you're like, hell no. Hell no. But like if you listen and all, yeah, I feel like it's perfect. People can relate more to you. People can understand you, and it's music you're trying to make. If you're trying to spread the message, it's good if someone can understand what exactly you're saying. It doesn't matter who it is. Yeah.
Okay.
So George Mara is a big, mad respect to him.
What's the craziest shit you've seen in this business?
In the business, the craziest shit.
Yeah, this is crazy.
The craziest shit. Oh, what would be the craziest shit I've seen? Craziest. Like out of this world, we did it. Like me being part of it, or like I just saw it happen.
You just saw it happen.
I saw it happen was for me, not crazy, but for me it keeps. There was a time I went to a studio in Making. It's not really crazy. It was just baffling, and I was so like blown away. There's a guy. You see how I flow in English. Remember how I did like Fly Away, Can't Back Down, all those other songs. Someone came and did like a version of that, but in Luganda. Having punchlines, having Ibisoko, having like all that stuff. Like the guy killed it so well. For me, that was the craziest shit because I looked at someone that I wanted to become, and for him, he's showing you like, yo, there's nothing much to it.
No,
I can
it's
do it.
day.
So that's the thing about humans. We always look at someone like, I want to be like that. I want to be like that guy. And then, you know, the person that's there is telling you, bro,
These things are easy.
it's easy, man. This is nothing. But until you reach there, and then you realize that, oh, okay, yeah, there's nothing really much to it. But for me, I don't know why it's so clear in my head that is the craziest. Probably that at my show. I had the craziest show when the time I was turning, I think 27. We did a show at Maristo. Yeah, that was crazy. I never expected, like, you know, you just hit up people like, yo,
is that the one where I was supposed to come then about what?
You freaking snitched, by the way. You freaking snitched. He snitched.
That's the one,
Yeah,
yeah?
that's the one. Bro,
Yeah, that's
that,
what
thing
I
was,
missed.
that thing was crazy. We had such a good time. We had so the people that came through, the support. My family, some of my family guys were there. Yeah, for me that was crazy. That was the night, you know that night when you're like, yeah.
Fascinating. That thing, it was before COVID.
Yeah, that was before. That was way before.
Before COVID.
Burstos was still open. Rest in peace,
I
that
don't
place.
remember.
It was before. You did come. Trust
Yeah, I remember I didn't come.
I remember if you checked in.
But I remember you told me about it. Yeah. When didn't I come?
That's shit you had to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I can't
and you
remember
couldn't.
what
Or even in town. You're not actually in town.
because I
comes to initiate.
No.
Yeah.
Because I remember, I remember I was going somewhere, but then I was supposed to come there after.
Boy.
Then when I went,
Yo, all I remember is you snitched.
where
You
was I?
snitched, and then there was Chronix the next day. So I couldn't even. I was like, it's okay. We're gonna listen to Chronix. And just forget about this man.
But I'm sorry, but I missed.
That was good. But it was the first time, like, you know, I was like, you know, you are the person that's doing headlining the show and everything. It was crazy.
Your main G.
Guys come perform there, and then now main event checks in, checking in like, alright. And you come out and people actually making noise like, yeah. And then you sing your boy, you sing your other boy, and people are happy.
And you know, there are sometimes you come out, niggas are just looking at
They're just there, you know. It's like there's a time Moon, and at my Levi's, Moonji came perform, bro. Freaking Moonji. I'm here turning up. I'm trying to let guys know, like, guys, this is freaking Moonji, we need to turn up. But just cause niggas are in suits and stuff, okay, it was bad timing for on the organizer side, because you can't be there. You know Moonji's
But trust me, when stuff is elite, you forget all that.
That's what I thought. That is exactly what I thought. But because these Kumanyokos were there with their dead son, and me, I was there turning up, but that chick was looking at me like, this nigga, like, what do you mean? Stand up and we turn up. Guys, I turn up. So yeah, sometimes, man, I think it depends on, you know, like audience you're in. They kept telling us, but VIP over the chill. We mukeko.
I don't want you as a thing.
He really tells you one, and I'm like, one, if you guys don't dance, me, they're going to pay me. So you better have a turn up, and then when I leave, you know, it's a wrap. And guys continue to do that. And I was like, fuck you guys, man. Stood up, and a good ass time. The guy left, I sat back down. I can't respect an artist, man. Especially a man like that. Man has been representing for years.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah,
That stuff
guys
sucks.
stand up, guys were timed, guys are happy. And the whole event was cool. So for me, it was crazy. At the end of the day, just start drinking and then like, wow, we actually did this. And with nobody in Boate, some money here, some wow. Everybody just came together. Someone said, "I'm getting the stage." Or like, what? Like, I'm getting the stage. Like, okay. Some other guy said, "I'm getting the lights." Like, okay. And you just saying, get comfortable for this, for that. It was crazy for me.
And then all of a sudden you have your show.
Boom.
And it's lit.
And guys were checking in. I wish we had made people pay. Looking back now, when I made people pay, but I think it was because of that. Because now guys were, that
It's free and all that. Yeah. You guys like that. But every time, Benji, where are you? I'm at Baristas.
Bruh. It was in such a prestige location, man.
Yeah.
Like you could go down, go up, Chibuga, then we used to have radio shows at Total 100. So the second you'd first go there, take 1 or 2. Would end up in even 4 sometimes. Then you turn up at the interview and you turn to something. Mason is there looking at you like, but you guys, your Friday already began. You're like, yeah, Friday already began.
As when they started,
Yeah.
it was
just perfect. Because every radio station, even when we go to XFM, we would leave that. But that was a linking up place. Video shoots. The time we go to Kalanga, everybody linked up there. It was like, our place.
You're like, where are we meeting?
Yeah, but people look at it like, what do you mean where are we meeting? We're really meeting at Barry. Yeah, so that was
Is it still open?
Some sharp guy bought it.
I passed there sometimes.
Some guy bought it, turned it into a resident. We were so pissed, bro.
Open your bar, nigga.
That was Kawa. It hurts me even now when you pass by. It's like that chick who did and she broke up with him. Just personally, like, what's up? Like, just keep it easy. Then you're not Kawa, not Teesma. You're not okay. You're not okay. Yeah. The one that got away. That is Baristas. Yeah. Like this.
You're telling me I touched your bar like that.
Yeah! I'm telling you, you would go to that place at 9 a.m. in the morning.
Why the fuck were you drinking at 9 a.m.?
Why not? But there's a time that your throat opens. The time right now we do not accept. Not accept now. Wow. And guess what? You'd find people.
Oh, you'd find guys from last night.
People
were there.
People were there. And
People
they'd say, yo, first come. Get you a blunt, get you something to drink. And next thing you know, it's 9 a.m. in the morning, and you're the one who people are finding there. You're the one leaving. It's just that, man. It was amazing. The guys just fucked with us. They used to give us
I think such things good memories, but after some time you're like, what the fuck was I doing?
Yeah. That's the truth, because now I stay in Bebaja. I used to come from those ends.
Talk about this story.
Just to drink a beer or two, chill with my people, munch a bit there, go maybe for an interview or something, then go back home. That was the spot. Yeah, definitely miss it, man. It was a while. And ideas, very many ideas about truth and rights were from there. The people I met, people I met there, and guys said, okay, we can do this, we can do that. J-words, yeah, we had ideas from there, man. Built on them, wrote songs from there. And it was just that spot.
Yeah.
It was like a ChopHouse. You know how ChopHouse was?
Exactly.
It's
like a kahab.
Exactly. Just go.
Where we just come and ideas are coming up, this and that, and okay.
So that was Baristas.
I'm
thinking about getting down the main lane. Wow, I've had a lot of crazy things and crazy places and stuff, but for me that was crazy. To answer the question, Funzi. That was the place. That was crazy shit happened.
And I've never been there. They got me that one time.
God. Man. Good things are passing. And there'll never be another burst to remind them. Fuck, I couldn't stop talking about Baristas. Anyway, over, but good memories, bro.
All right. Let's talk about your what do I call it? Your school. Why did you drop out?
School? School for me, it was.
You say you dropped out.
Yeah, and I dropped out in I think second year. You ever just have something you're doing and it's. If you ask me, life is peace of mind. I don't find meaning, I don't find reason for you to be there and you're living the one life you have that the Almighty gave you and you're doing something you don't want to do. I don't find so much sense in it. I find sense in making things easy, especially for myself. For me, that's the goal. I mean, what's the point of life, right? What you got, you know.
I think life has to be hard.
It has to be hard, but
on
things where you don't have
life is already.
There are things you don't have control on. These are hard. Yeah, and you know, I was like, you know, why? And it was really like that mental health thing. It was really messing with me, like really messing with me. Because you know, from when you're a kid, you're in class, you're writing bars at the back of a book. They grab me, they whoop you. So it was already in my head, like, okay, they're already at war from the start. What I wanted to do and what the whole world wanted me to go, I was already at war with it. So school is tricky. You know, when you're in S1, S2, S3, S6, you're in a fence. There's not much you can do really. Say that you study or you study. But then when we went out to campus, I kept on waking up and going to class. And then that one morning, it just hits you and you're like, but nobody's telling you to do this anymore. What are you doing? You were making more noise about it since you're in S1. And now you're actually in a position where you can actually do something about it. So it just clicked one morning. I was just there. It was a random test. Like, I'm not going for a test, am I? Now you wake up and you're like, something different. And then the second night, you didn't do the test, there was like this, it's like a burden you've been carrying around the whole of your life. And it's just, you know, it's been there, but you just didn't know. The second night, you know, I let it go. I felt so free, so like, all of a sudden I'm like, oh my God, I can actually be this person, be comfortable, now skin, be comfortable. You know exactly what I'm doing.
And suddenly things start clicking.
And things started clicking, you know. Okay. I finally knew, like, you know what, okay, so if I'm on this, I need to do A, B, C, D, F, G. And that's when I actually did the things that I did. I was able to release a mixtape. And like I told you, it was not what I thought in my head. I thought I was going to write bars quick, become famous. No. But I was okay with it because I was doing something that I wanted. You see, that's the difference. I was doing something I wanted and I was okay with taking the time to develop it to a point where, you know, it's not really about for other people, it's more for me. And then if someone can use what I have said, what I have written down, what they've said in my video concept or anything like that, what I've spoken about, and it helps them grow or make something easier in their life, whatever it is, man, whatever it is, if it's a bar, if it's the song theme, if they can listen to it and be like, because guys hit me up and be like, yo bro, I listen to Bambana every day when I'm going to work. And for me, that's enough.
I got my hustle.
Like, hey, I love Move, I listen to Move when I'm in a good mood, when I want to just live.
Like, it makes you happy that your music
for me, that's
is making an impact.
And for me, that's it. That's I feel like.
And you know, man, campus was crazy.
Yeah.
I tell you, not like us. When I think back, I'm like,
well, in the same faculty, actually. Yeah, in the same faculty. You used to see your boy Manuel easy to spot like Teesma. Right there, yeah.
There's a time, yeah, we had, because sometimes they would make us like they give you like coursework.
Yeah.
So you go and research, and then you make a presentation.
Yeah.
So one time I think some boy of mine, I think he had interest. Okay, I think he had research, but maybe I don't know really what was up with this.
Something was missing, basically, yeah.
So this guy comes, his presentation was, they are colorful, looking kawa.
Yeah.
So he starts. Okay, as in, that was
I get.
So the guy starts presenting. The lecturer is seated behind. So the lecturer tells the guy, young man, are you sure about that? Like he said something in one of his slides.
Yeah.
I was like, are you sure about that? Okay, I was like, yes, I'm sure.
You are so sure about it, yeah.
Man, lecturer just said, That you people, you need to be careful when you're exposing your ignorance. Bro.
Why? Come on, like really?
The entire class, like guys were just shocked. Guys were like, what?
Hey, first of all, you don't say that, man.
They said you need to
Correct,
be careful
nigga.
while
Yeah.
exposing. Of course, he corrected him, eh?
Yeah.
But up to now,
I
like,
bet that it affected that nigga.
I did it.
It did,
He's
eh?
cowa. He's now kawa.
I feel
Okay, I don't know. I don't know about
anyway,
it.
you don't
Deep
know,
down,
eh, right? But I
It's
feel like
okay.
things like those, like, it's okay for, you know, someone not to know something.
Yeah.
The fact that they want to know more about it should be, you know, should be the
And-
goal. You can't be there shaming someone just because they know shit.
Up to now, we still use that like
On the guy.
not on him,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
among ourselves.
Yeah. Because hey, you guys.
Maybe
yeah,
like
still
some
want
guys
to-
say something and you're like, please, you guys,
Don't.
be careful when you're exposing your ignorance.
Yo.
Man, our lecturers were harsh.
They're a bit harsh, man.
There was a guy
They're a bit harsh.
who we had like group work.
Yeah.
So you know there are always those guys who don't participate. They just come on the last day.
That was me. I was those guys. Sick ninja.
Just saying.
Come
So
through.
this guy comes. It was group presentation,
Yeah.
about 5 guys per group,
Yeah.
and each guy was the style we used to use was each guy would present something.
Yeah.
At least like 2 or 3
Something.
slides,
Whatever it is.
Yeah,
you
to
have-
show that
you have an
know,
idea of what's going on. Yeah.
So this guy comes, he hasn't presented anything. The guy comes and puts the slides on, the projector on,
He was like,
and then the guy says, we have like group 3. Our topic is this. And
Introduction.
These are my group members.
boom.
The guy
When is
now
that?
they call my colleague.
Oh my god.
So guys presented. And then at the end of after everything was done, now the
Yeah.
lecturer was like, so I'm going to go and mark. It was
Yeah.
chicks, like, I'm going to go and mark.
Mm.
Saying, give you guys your results. Then she looks at the guy, like specifically at him, and she's like, Benjamin, for you, I don't know what I'm going to do for you.
He didn't do shit. He didn't do shit, man. I
She
get
gave that
I
nigga
get-
0.
I get wait,
0. She gave him 0. She's like, you didn't show me you didn't do anything. 0. I was like, yo.
Because for him, it was not built for him. Like, I
Yeah.
feel like people are different.
And it wasn't,
That's
but-
honest truth.
Yeah.
People are different. And one person, and those guys are there. I had those guys in my class. The people were actually, they were down with the stuff.
Mm.
They were those people who put in the extra work.
Right.
You know, the lecturers would hit you up and be like, at 4, I am coming. You're like, you even laugh, but the guy is there like, oh, okay, guys, so I have to go in class quickly, read ahead of what this guy is going to teach. And you're looking at the nigga like, wow, man, wow. You know, there are people like those. But then I feel like there's also people who
And I was like that.
are pretty much, yeah, you see, there are people who are like that and it's easy for them.
Okay, I wouldn't read ahead.
Yeah, but you
I
have
would
an
read,
idea.
Like I would read further than what the
For
lecturer
real,
gives
yeah.
you.
And I feel like there are people like that. There's nothing wrong with being that person. I just think I wasn't that person. And it was, I've been having that battle for a while, So for me, that's why, for me, eventually I was like, it's not for me. Yeah. But there are people who, you see someone is really into it. He loves books, he loves the, interaction.
Now
with
that's
people,
why, like I was saying, career guidance is important.
It is.
Because, for example, okay, I'm not saying, like I say, if you're done MDD,
Yeah.
I'm not saying
Yeah.
MDD.
That's a
Yeah,
hard
but
course, man.
I'm saying, like, for example, if
good money,
If it was identified early that you like to make music,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
like
yeah.
to do this, they would,
Word.
but now you're stuck doing QS.
And that's the thing. You
fuck
tell,
that shit,
man, there's no African parents who are going to tell you what be around. Because me in S1, they whooped me, Teesma. They whooped me like Chiboko. Like, you want to
Teachers.
become what?
To tell your parents.
My parents have not been around, but teachers. And my mom would tell him, whoop his little ass, until he gets back in line. They used to give him special money.
To whoop
To
your
whoop
ass.
my ass. Man. So the guy would come through night prep, you're there writing the buzz of your life.
I
You're
know
in
that
the
is so
zone,
much.
and then you just hear a clap on your head. Damn! Like, they even give me extra money. Jam. Get you to the.
Stuff from what?
Then all the teachers who are seeing you doing the same shit, like, hey, that one, we know him. He likes rapping. He's always writing in some, sometimes you're handing a book and forget that it's the one where he wrote some crazy
But
ass
you
shit.
look like in the middle.
And for some, I don't know why the fuck teachers would check at the back of the book. Like, for what? What you want is here. You
One
check
time-
and then guy goes with the back finds bars and you know.
One time, I think it was in Form 2,
Yeah.
when your teacher, CRA teacher,
Yeah.
the guy was annoying. Like,
And it's
you know those
some-
teachers who just
some
start
theology shit like that, yeah.
those teachers were like, there was nothing wrong with his like teaching or what, but he was just annoying me. Just. So one time,
Again.
he gave us, I think, an exercise
Yeah.
or something like an assignment.
Word.
And you know, guys did the work. We handed in our books. When he brought back the books here, he wrote, I think maybe I messed up more, but I remember he wrote "see me." He wrote "see me," and then I got a pencil, and then I wrote there "fuck off."
Oh,
But I intended to rub.
Yeah,
it,
yeah, that was the plan.
I forgot.
So he goes, he's
I
there
don't-
checking.
I don't know if he saw it. Like he never ever called me, but he gave us like an exercise. I handed in my book. When he brought it back, I was turning the page and I saw it. I was like,
You dodged that bullet.
"Oh shit!"
Oh, that was going to be cheap.
And the
Did
guy
you
was
see him though?
down.
You didn't even go
I
and
didn't
see
go
him.
and see him.
Yeah.
I didn't go and see him, but I mean, that's how school was. They wouldn't really care if you go and see him shout.
I feel like it was always a battle between the teachers and the students, which was not what it was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
For me, when you ask me, I felt like these guys were trying to be these superhuman motherfuckers who came and studied and they all knowing. But then when you go back to these schools, because you always have to go back for your certificate, what, the same guys who are feeling you just look at as gods.
They're now trying to be friendly.
Trying to be friendly, asking for a handout or something, and like, really, nigga? They're acting like you did not. Exactly. So I feel like school has that thing. It makes people, I'm this guy. You have to work very hard to reach where I am, so that I don't know, you can step on other people or some shit like that.
I don't know what the logic was behind that, but I think maybe they felt like they were molding you. They're like, you thank me later.
So because you see, there were teachers who were dope, and guess what? Those are the guys that I actually used to fuck with sometimes, because the teachers who never had that thing, that thing of I am the teacher, and therefore I am the highest authority. You fucking around. There were teachers who were cool. They can make you laugh, have a very, very enjoyable, but then he would have his line, dig. And I feel like if we were taught more like that, I feel like very many people would not be, like Segujja. But like, people leave in school and it feels like a punishment. You dig?
Right.
But then when I was doing coaching at what's a place called Teesma, along in Tibet Road, they study the Cambridge courses, and they have a different curriculum from ours. Still curriculum, if you're studying like physics, if it's pressure, you see how in Uganda here, they'll give you a nozzle of diameter such and such and such
6 centimeters.
is pumping from the side to give you a question about pressure. The other guys on the side will go and draw for your tractor. They will shoot. Then they ask you, why does the tractor have big tires at the back and small tires at the front?
Why?
It makes sense because that's just pressure. The smaller things insert more pressure on the other side, and thus it's able to move. Otherwise, it would just make two big ass things. But there are small ones down.
Monster trucks on.
So like, the way they taught, it's the way they do.
Okay, I think it was more of like application.
Exactly, it's more of application. But Uganda here, I feel
Well, let
like
me tell you
our
something,
curriculum
I think it's
mostly.
not everywhere. Because I remember like at campus,
Yeah.
actually, like I said, we're doing presentations.
Yeah.
But every presentation we'll do,
Yeah.
the lecturers will tell us, make sure,
Yeah.
like the last slide, or like last 2 slides,
Word.
something,
Word.
you show up, like, you explain how this can be applied in real life, or in the profession.
Word. But that was now campus.
Mm-hmm.
You did. You see, campus is not.
So you
3
know that
years,
like
4 years,
forces you to
most for very many
like
people.
forces you to like research.
Yeah.
How do they use this
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah,
And then you
yeah,
start
yeah.
saying, oh, this makes sense.
Because it makes sense, because now you've decided what you want to do and now you're specified. But you see, I feel the other side of general knowledge, where you're actually supposed to be learning about very many things, there's so much tips and so much. If you ask me, that's my opinion.
Yeah.
In my opinion, there's very many things you ask yourself, why did I study this now? Why did I study that?
But
Why did I
actually,
study this?
when I actually think about it, yeah, I don't think most of the stuff we studied was really useless.
Not all of it, definitely. I can never say
Most
it was
actually, because think about it.
Yeah.
Let's say, okay, I think one reason why I really liked physics, for example,
Physics is practical.
was
Physics is
the
practical.
teacher we had.
Yeah.
There's a way he would explain,
Yeah.
and then he says, for example, have you seen this?
those guys were always.
You get.
And that's
I'm
what I'm saying.
saying
There are
this,
teachers like those.
And you're like, oh yeah.
Yeah, lectures like those would make you enjoy what you study because you see, man, there's a guy who would come and tell you about like Canadian prairies. You're like, wait.
But you know, those Canadian, like for example, Canadian prairies.
Yeah.
You know, whenever you study like a concept,
Yeah.
they always case studies. You know,
Yeah.
they always case studies. You've seen it in textbooks.
Where
They'll tell you case study.
this is where they
yeah. Like this is where like we are trying to teach you this.
Yeah.
But this is where it has worked.
Word.
That's why, for example, it says kind of like Canadian prairies.
Yeah.
I think those guys were doing what?
I think it was
Wheat?
wheat. Yeah.
So maybe that was maybe a way of showing us like large scale farming or
Yeah.
something like that.
I
And they
get
say
that.
this is where it works.
So
So
you see, there was a
the
thing for
idea
that.
was that you should
Agriculture.
tailor it
You see,
into other
agriculture
contexts.
was.
Yeah.
There was no need for me to go and study about the Canadian prairies because agriculture was there, and the people who actually wanted to know about gardening and things like those actually went and studied what? Because those guys taught the roots. If you ask me, there are very many things about our history as black people, first of all, as our history as a people, as just people, that you ought to teach people in that time period. There's so many Musa, Marcus Garvey, so many
But you know,
things that someone you would think, if you're preparing someone for life, they need to understand where their color
Auntie, that
and
is
origin
why,
and everything is from. Those are not the things that are taught.
That is why, for example, this like depends on the school you're in. For
Yeah.
example, there's the curriculum.
Yeah.
The curriculum is this because your parents take you to school to study and pass a certain exam.
Yeah.
So that
Period.
ABC.
Yeah.
But when you're in school, you as you,
Yeah.
the school provides several other avenues
Word.
for you to learn things
Word.
that are not on the curriculum.
Word. That's for sure.
For example, there's a library.
Yeah.
Like I was at St. Mary's,
Yeah.
and the library was rich. If I say it was rich, it was rich.
Yeah.
Like you would
You
go
could
to the
practically
library
say,
and just walk around.
Word.
There were different sections, different whatever.
but do you think?
But you would find like a rare
for
book.
you, SMAC was different.
Yeah, of course.
SMAC is a different school. You
That's why I
guys
said
were
like
more
in-
research
yeah.
oriented. You were not spoon fed by teachers. You guys
not really.
I feel like you guys, most of your stuff was. Oh, this is from a person who used to study there. He told me like the teachers will give you something, but most of the stuff you actually have to figure out yourself.
Yeah, sometimes.
Sometimes for a couple of things, which is not the case for other places. They get this big spade and they pour.
Yeah, open.
You like open the head.
Yeah.
And so from the morning to the night, I get that there are things like libraries and stuff at school, but how many people really use that?
I don't know.
That
You can't
shows that the system that itself, you go and still go there and you're only researching about what the teacher has asked you to.
Yeah.
Because that is the system that I studied. I feel like, I'm not saying there's no good I got from school. You can't. The friends I have right now, very many of them are from school. The things are not about people, girls, of course.
But you see also,
There's a lot of stuff we learn.
for example, and I think that's a bit of a flaw.
Yeah.
Like we study Monday to Friday.
Word.
They give you the curriculum sheet.
You know, from
But then
this time to this
we
time.
have
it's
Saturday,
supposed to be
we have holidays, but then they give you
That was the time.
over holiday
break,
work,
bro.
over what?
That was the time to first get a
In
breather.
holidays where you're supposed to explore and
They
see
give
what
you
do I
what,
actually like.
They give you what now. You didn't have time, and I feel like that is how very many people have been.
Actually, I think
In that
at
system.
Smart they don't give us holiday work.
You did. You got
Like
home.
once you get holidays,
You got
go
home,
and
bro.
chill.
You need to relax the mind, come back.
You don't even
So
give
that they didn't like having to have to start from ground zero again.
So they give you BOT.
They give they give you BRT. Oh my god,
Bro.
you said that word.
BOT
God
was the
damn.
worst.
You'd be there and you really know you don't know squat. You're like,
Yeah,
okay.
we-
And then
we
they will bring
studied
the
this.
stuff in the holiday work, you dig, just to check if you know your shit.
But that's what we got holiday work,
Yeah.
so can't
Yeah.
relate.
that was the story for me specifically. I don't know, it's different for very many people that people have met who, they fuck to the life, and up to now you can still tell.
Yeah.
Because that's them.
So,
But for me, it's
so do you like read like other
Yeah.
apart
Yeah,
from?
yeah, yeah. Right now, mostly philosophy, because I feel like learning how we have reached to this specific situation as a species, as a race, as the earth, as the planets, as all that stuff. I feel like it's important.
Okay.
So for me right now, I'm pretty much in a bit of Plato, a bit of Socrates. Yeah, just trying to understand how people think and why people think the way they think.
Right.
I feel like that stuff is important because when you understand, I feel like if you understand why someone is doing something the way you don't find the need to judge them because it's okay for them to do what they're doing. The same way you can go and do your own thing somewhere else. It's okay for you to do it the way you do it. That whole thing of the judgmental thing of, oh, why the fuck is a guy doing it like that? That's not the way they
That's
do
not how
it.
things are
That's
done.
not thing. Yeah, that's. I feel like psychology has helped me a bit. Philosophy has helped me a bit understand that. Help to understand how different people perceive things differently, and it's okay. It's very okay. Yeah, so me understanding that and coming to terms with it has helped me come to terms with very many things. Because the times you're there and you're wondering why my mind is not, there's something not fit, there's something messed up there. But I feel like the more I read about those things, I kind of understood. And you come to terms with life as life and just keep living it. Yeah, in conclusion. As in conclusion, yeah, if you ask me.
Yeah. Okay. So when is the wedding?
I have a feeling you're closer to a wedding than I am. Much closer to a wedding than I am. I feel like for me to actually, I need to know myself first. I feel like I still find out new things about myself every day. I would hate for someone to commit to being with me forever when even I do not know myself very well. So I feel like until I understand that person, maybe then. The funny thing about, you learn something new every day about yourself, about other people, about...
But you always really learn stuff about yourself. Even at 50 or whatever, you'll be like, oh damn, I didn't know.
Until I am comfortable with the person, sometimes you look in the mirror and you've done some fucked up shit, you're like, shit. And shit, they're like, wake up in the morning and they're like, why did I do that? Yeah. I feel like until I'm at that point where I'm, at least, not very like, because I feel like it takes some time, but until I have a semi-understanding about all that, about the world, because I would hate to have someone else and then I have to make them go through the thing of, having to love and hate me at the same time. Because the times you hate yourself for the things you've done, and now having someone else hate you also, they're supposed to be the person. Yeah, I would hate that. I would hate that. So until I'm very comfortable with all that, yeah, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, when I see that cat dog, I just remember the stupid dog. I hate dogs. And actually,
and
the guy looks like that.
Yeah, it looked like this.
The dog chased me when I was a kid. It never beat me,
but the experience. Oh. Yeah, the experience.
And what killed me was, it was my BD, it was my birthday. I think I was like 5, 6 there.
Yeah.
So I had an auntie who I've not seen in a while, whose birthday was on the same day as mine. So she'd be like, always make sure like we celebrate together.
Yeah, somehow.
And my dad like wasn't into that party.
Yeah.
So he'd just be like, let's just call this auntie.
Yeah.
She'll sort everything.
Everything.
Yeah, so we got her place and she had dogs. So we entered the gate, I was mob psyched. I think when I entered, like mob psyched.
You see someone psyched, what point?
I think the dog was playing even because it chased me.
Most of the time it's playing, bro.
I ran, man, up to now.
But just there.
Dogs are savage animals.
Some people. But you need to chill. I feel like if they find you chill, they also chill. If they smell fear, that's a sign. Because the tiniest dog will chase you, he doesn't care because he can smell it.
Nowadays, I'm now so big, I will kick it. So then,
you have to become like that West Ham guy. That kick the cat. People just be booing everywhere you go.
They'll be fine. I don't even understand why they were putting that guy on. Like a cat. First of all, it seemed like he kicked it. Right. It seemed like something he has done.
Then he was fucking playing.
Yeah, like it seemed like something he was used to. Like even the energy in his foot. It seemed like he put in just the right amount of energy. Like, kick it away.
Yeah, and then
just get out of my way.
Man, those things have more rights than a human being here. So,
man, it's his cat. You know.
It's cat, but it has its rights.
It's cat, but
it has
it's
its rights. It can't be treated
the way they
like
hounded
an
him
animal
was
like
undeserved.
that.
It was undeserved.
Yeah, it was undeserved. It was very undeserved, if you ask me as well. But those are people. Guess what? They are allowed that opinion as well.
Mm-hmm.
If they feel
I was
like,
seeing the association with cats or that. What?
okay, they made a little bit of a big deal.
Yeah, they made
mountain out
too
of
much of
money,
a
yeah.
deal about it. They were-
Chill,
The guy was losing endorsements, like, what is this about?
It's image, and I feel like that's a life that we live in nowadays, man. It's, can you imagine, to know more about yourself, you have to ask someone else. You can't even be there and be like, I know myself. Isn't that messed up? Like, you have to ask, like,
Yeah, but it's
when
like,
you're trying to know about someone, like, okay, now you have other people are the ones to tell you about you. You cannot describe yourself per se.
It's very difficult to describe yourself, by the way.
I think-
Like, first of all, you have to ask like someone who who you hang with more, who like,
Yeah.
and you
But I feel
like,
like that's what I image thing is. It's a problem for me. Because I feel like you don't need anybody else to identify you. But that's a life that we live in right
actually
now.
what you need is like real niggas.
Yeah,
The
really.
guy who will tell you, Benji,
Straight up. Straight up.
this
If
is
you've done
this.
something messed up, it's like this. I feel like nowadays, the whole what that image that people are trying to portray to people is so important. More importantly than even this. There's the guy I talked about it. He said people care about, you see, like an orange. People care about the top cover rather than what's inside, which is not the case. Because people when you're eating an orange, you actually remove its peeling and you throw it out. Nobody cares about it. It's not supposed to be important. What's important is supposed to be what's actually.
There are those annoying guys who would get that orange peel and
And then like squeeze
Yeah,
it in your eyes.
yeah.
That's
why I know you.
Yeah,
Guy finds you sleeping is like, when you're like, eh, the guy is like,
the stuff we did.
and it would hurt.
At times, you also used to whoop like what with rubber band.
No. But I would see guys doing it.
Yeah, and you run out. Like so much is done.
Oh, there were guys in class, the guy gets a rubber band. You're the only one doing it.
People feel like everyone just cut the hair
And
the
it
guy. Oh my
And the
God.
guy runs away laughing.
Yeah.
You can't
Yeah.
just seem like
And
you
it's-
are
it is what
very
it is.
angry and what.
Now, where is this paper? The time after prep when we're moving around, there's that one guy that is pissing me.
And the guys who draw the paper for
I mean, you really see a guy using all his energy and then like he misses and hits a gap. Oh, then you see everyone.
There's a
die.
chick, eh?
You just run out of the bit.
Man, there's a chick in primary.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. There's her teeth wire. Okay, I'm not saying like.
Don't. You're starting to say it, so don't say it, man.
Okay, I think it was just in my head,
Yeah.
really. It was just in my head.
Mm.
And so, but her teeth, like, she looked like a vampire. Like, okay, not as in, like, I don't know, but the way I would look at her, it's like these side teeth, they were kind of portraying. And I was like,
Oh my God.
so one time, they were just in our school, they just are playing. And I said, this guy looks like a vampire.
Oh my God.
She's reported me to some teacher.
Hey.
They whoop my ass.
They whoop you, of course. Bro.
They
You
whoop
don't be
me.
talking things like those about people, man. Like, she had no problem with that teeth. You don't want the problem with it. With
And I was
them.
just there,
Yeah.
bringing my own stories.
Yeah. So that's what I like about podcasts. Right? You actually speak about anything that is anything, just to understand. Because I feel like the more people listen to this thing, they understand you. The more they listen to it, they understand me. Nothing too superficial, specific questions. You have to prepare and be like,
And that's how this,
when he says this, I have
fairly
to answer
outmade
this.
is.
Fairly outmade, man. Much respect. We need more of this, man. We need more of this. Like you having more artists, man. So it's good. We need this stuff, man. We need this stuff. People to just come and speak free by there. Just free speech. We already passed.
We need to wrap
Really
it
passed it
down.
up. Really passed it up. Yeah, my friend concluded it like 3 times already. Meanwhile. So we can just cut it there. Me, BFlex, all I can say most is album coming out 28th June. Yeah, it's gonna be up on all the streaming platforms. want to try and be on TV a bit as well. I want to be on radio. Even this coming out right now means it's almost time, or it has already come out. So yeah, man, listen to it, grasp what you can. The songs you do not like, give me feedback. The ones you do, please give me feedback. If you can learn, if you learn anything from it, if it helps you in one way or another, man, that is my reason for living, man. If you can listen to it and have anything you learn, anything help you, it helped me. Yeah. So and of course, much respect to the invite. Yeah.
Okay. So 28th June. 28th June, BFlex birthday.
Yeah.
BFlex album.
BFlex album, everything.
Yeah.
Everything.
I'll post the links
course.
to the songs
Yeah.
so that you guys can check them out. And
Beautiful. Appreciate it.
alright.
Yeah, man. Good.
Alright,
God damn.
This is what we came for.